Well, I'm swapping out the nipples or cones on the 1851 Colt Navy percussion revolver with the slick shots, and I did get the right size. I was kind of wondering, because this wrench is strictly for the slick shots. You know, I prefer to call them cones and nipples, because I guess you're thinking of grease fitting nipples or something, that they look like grease fitting nipples, but cones makes more sense. But that's what they used to call them. They still call them that. This, I got two of these actually from Old South. Now, I heard a lot about traditions that are not very strong. What the hell is it? Oh, this is good. This is for you know, if you got a clog in there, that's good. I'll keep this tool with me, even though it won't be the right size. I'll have to keep both tools with me. It won't be the right size for the ones I'm installing right now, these slick shots. But it's a good thing I got this tool and I didn't fire this, because these things were in here like finger tight, which is good, I guess, because I was thinking, well, I guess the last few threads here, I was thinking, how the hell am I going to get these out of here? You know, I was thinking they were in there like really super solid. I guess not. I thought I was going to like really have to put a rubber band around here and, I don't know, you know, some rubber tape or something, and put it in a vise, and you know, God, it just came right out. And these I'm going to coat with anti-seize, every single one of them, which I've already installed one of them. But you got a different size wrench for the slick shots versus the stock percussion cones for the 1851. And that was why I thought maybe I got the wrong ones, because when I put this wrench on here, it didn't fit. It was like, hey, this one works. So the exact same threads, the little anti-seize on there. Just leave this up like that. So you only need a tiny bit on the threads. So, but these are stainless steel. It's another good thing. So you don't have to worry about corrosion as much. And it's got this little, I don't know if you can see it down there, I'll pull one out. And you see that little hole there? That's designed to split the cap. Just in one spot. Like not knock the cap off, but split the edge of the cap, so you can knock it off, but it won't like blow it out backwards. So it splits the edge of the cap, like the cap is round like that. You know, it's not that big, of course, it's just a little cap that fits on there. It's round like that. And so it's going to split the side of it and not blow it out to the back. So it makes it easy to pull off the caps, and won't get stuck on there or anything like that. But they're not going to blow out and fall into here, that's where you get all the jams. That's another reason these damn things are really good, besides being stainless steel. So put a tiny bit. Anti-seize on there, and put it in a wrench, stick it in there. So just gotta tighten it down nice and easy, because these other ones, I should have, you know, I guess if you buy one of these, make sure you get this tool right from the get-go, because you got this little thing on here that clears out the nipple caps, and you'll probably find out that, you know, when you go to shoot it, that the damn nipples aren't that tight, and as you shoot them, they're going to start coming loose. So, you know, you need the tool to tighten them up a little bit, but you want to make sure you put some, you can even put like waterproof grease on there, like something like this, heavy duty Lucas synthetic grease or something like that, right? My faithful cat here. Go fetch, cat. Anyway, teach that cat to be a dog. Okay, so we're all on there, and they're on there pretty tight. The other but they're on there pretty tight with anti-seize, so they're not going to get stuck on there. I heard some stuff about the Traditions tool that it's not that strong. It's not really hard and really good, but I don't know if that's true or not. Depends on how stuck things get. And this thing I got from, I think I got the cones from Old Dixie, and I got this from Old Dixie, Old Dixie Gunworks or something. Is that what you call it? Dixie Gunworks? I think it's Dixie Gunworks, Dixie, something like that, Dixie Gunworks. This was from Old South Firearms. But I got the replacement nipples from, I think it was Dixie Gunworks. And I got this from Dixie Gunworks, and this thing is supposed to be like really good hardened steel. So I don't think this is going to break, and this is the one that I need for taking those out. So, by the way, on these wedges, I had a hard time getting this wedge out, and I didn't realize this thing was a little hook on here. That's probably the main reason. So, just behoove you of that. I got a little plastic hammer on the way, because now I use this to handle the screwdriver to tap it in and tap it out. But what I might do is, I think I might have a knife that has like a wooden handle on it, versus like a brass pommel. Like if it's pure wood, you could smack on a weapon, and you're not going to smack nothing up, you know what I mean? So, anyway, this is a wrap. This is pretty good, man. And I did get that, I think it was Blackie Thomas. I was looking at a lot of his videos. He's in Alabama. I don't know what his channel's name is. Forgot what it was. His name is Blackie. I think his name is Blackie Thomas. But don't put it in the barrel. It's smart. Anyway, he was saying that a lot of times these nipple wrenches are always getting rounded out and stuff, because the nipples get, or the cones, whatever they call these things, get stuck really bad. And he said that what you could do is you could take a 5mm, what do you call it, deep socket, and cut a notch in it. Then you have a nipple tool like that, or a cone tool, whatever you call them. I prefer calling them cones, but I guess people don't understand what makes more. They used to call them cones. Makes more sense. But goddamn, there it is. But you know, the thing is, then you don't have to worry about the. Let me smack it a couple times here. This thing don't come out though, because it's got a good hook on here, man. That's for sure. But then when you make this tool, you make it with 5mm. He says a 5mm. Now I noticed these are a little bit different size. I think there's something different about them. But I noticed this wrench don't fit on there, man. Something different about it, man. Let me try something out here. But he says you can make that. You could take I think it's a 5mm socket, deep socket, and you carefully cut a notch in it like this with a Dremel tool, and then you got a hardened chromoly socket, tool that isn't going to break, that you can really put some torque on. Plus, you also can use like a little 1/4" drive ratchet instead of just this T handle. And if the thing is really stuck, it'll come out. And of course, you can put it in the oven or something like that too. But if you use anti-seize, I don't think you'll ever have a problem getting them out. And I don't think you'll have a problem getting them out with these things being stainless steel, because they're not going to corrode. I know there's a difference in metal between steel and stainless steel, but with anti-seize, no problem. I've never really had problems with stainless steel bolts going into regular steel, where it got, that's usually marine environments where you have a problem with that kind of junk. So I'm glad I did this, and I appreciate the advice I got from someone that commented. I was going to get a 22 long rifle conversion for this, but I didn't really like the price on it. For one, $370 plus shipping, basically $400 practically. And what he told me is a lot of times these long rifle, these conversion cylinders, it says it's a slight modification, but sometimes a lot of times when you modify, I thought you meant slight modification to the cylinder itself, but actually it would be to something in here, right? And when you modify the gun, then the original cylinder don't work. And I'm like, I ain't screwing around with that crap. I'm just going to use it as it was designed, percussion cap only. That's it. If I want another 22, if I want a 22 revolver, just go buy one. Probably it'll be less money than the 370 conversion, but I liked about it was that it would be coming out of this thing, you know. Anyway, so, and let me see if this tool does fit on these, because I swear to God I couldn't get it in there, and I think it might have been because I don't know what the hell the deal was. Now this tool does fit. It was just me. Somehow, I don't know what the hell I was doing. It fits on there fine, man. Oh, wait a minute, you know. Let me check some. Maybe you're going to put these in here and it doesn't fit right. Okay, so this tool does fit the stock nipples, but it's a little bit different. You can see how squared off it is, which is better gripping. You see this one's kind of rounded on there. So it only grips on the edge. Somehow it just seemed like it didn't fit or something, but that was just me. Anyway, so the new nipples are on there, and you notice the stock ones, they don't have that little hole that's in the side there. That's so when the cap's on there, some of the gas comes out this way instead of pushing it off this way and making it fall into the action in there. So it causes it to split the cap, but not knock it off. So the cap can come off easily and not be knocked off into the action. It just loosens it up, basically. So the other thing is, when this cap, the way it's supposed to work, if you look in here, this cap is supposed to come along in here, and you're supposed to just turn it to the side, and it's supposed to just fall out. That probably will work that way with these slick shot nipples. So that's a good setup. Anyway, so I was wrong on the freaking wrench. But this one, I prefer this wrench over this one. The only advantage to this wrench is that it's got that little pick. But I mean, for crying out loud, you can just get a heavy duty paper clip and have the same damn thing. This wrench also has some screwdrivers on it too, which are hardened. So, and it's, you got 3 screwdrivers on it, right? So it's a hell of a lot better. Well, there she is. We'll put back together. Got the new caps in here. It's got the modification to the hammer so it don't claw out the caps. That little notch has been rounded out a little bit. It's taking the sharp edges out. We got 36 caliber balls. Got enough powder for 800 something rounds, and I got 1,000 caps, so I'm all set. Just got to get out to the range. Like I said, I probably I might join a freaking range that's closer by, even though you got to pay money for it, because it's less than half the distance. Plus there ain't a bunch of crazies out there, like in the Wild Wild West range, public range. Well, they're not a bunch of crazies, but sometimes there are. It's more regulated. So anyway, that's a wrap. Like I said, it's a learning curve to me. I don't know. I was like, I couldn't believe this freaking thing didn't fit the. I don't know, just how I was putting it on there. I don't think freaking having a brain fart or something, doing too many different things, and sometimes, you're in a rush. You don't take your time to do something. You're thinking it don't work, and it does work. So I'm doing 50 million different things here as it is. Anyway, over and out. That'll be a nice 1851 Colt for the Confederacy. And by the way, I just want to say, like one thing, I remember they said that the Henry rifle, which is the lever action repeating rifle that some of the Yankees had, right? Well, the one thing the Confederates had was they had quite a few of these things. The Colt 1851 Colt 36 caliber, which was accurate, and they would carry 2 or 3 of these, or they would carry one pistol with a couple extra cylinders already loaded up. So that was one way they would have, 18 shots. It's quite a bit. And with the soft lead ball, it's basically like hollow point stuff. So, this wasn't bad. I mean, this is $220 out of we call it Old South Firearms. It wasn't a bad deal. So you saw it before. We got the holster and the CS belt, ammo pouch, and all that, plus the buoy. And I ordered a plastic knife off of eBay instead of freaking carrying this thing around. But I might have a knife around here with a wood handle on it that's pretty heavy. I'll use that as a hammer. you know, because it used to be wood hitting that. But if I don't have one, I'll just get one from C.H. Cadell's or Bud K. And, you know, instead of carrying a stupid hammer around, I'll carry an extra knife or something. And I'll keep that extra knife on a belt. Maybe not carry the buoy with me when I go to the range. I'll just have a little knife.